Welcome back to the channel, viewers. In this video I'm going to attempt to mend the temperature gauge. It works sometimes and sometimes not. It might be a loose wire, it could be a sensor, I really don't know. But I've got my trusted Haynes manual, and the first thing I'm going to do is actually clean the engine. I think one of the things we all could do is just, cleanliness. I'm just going to clean it down and then check each part of this circuit for the temperature gauge. But that's my first job. So let's see, and wish me luck if I can actually mend this. Hopefully it should be a simple fix, maybe a loose wire. I've priced a new temperature sensor, and they average from £10 up to 120, and that would be for a genuine Audi replacement. So first thing, let's clean the engine bay. I've started stripping down parts I would like to clean, and the first part I would like to clean is behind here. Here is the drain holes for the carburetor. It all runs down. I'm going to make sure it's all clean, that the rain can just drain away. There can be a lot of problem. It can actually cause rot. It's not that dirty. It is not that dirty. But when you are really messing about with wiring, you want it to be clean as possible. And again, fault finding. So this is all about cleanliness. I'm going to be using, and I've used this before, engine and machine cleaner. It's actually good. I've got a detailing brush, which is actually good for getting the nooks and crannies. So the first thing I need to do is actually apply this, and then what I have here, I haven't got a jet wash. I'm just going to hose it down. You really don't need a jet wash. I've jet washed it in the past, and I really think that it's unnecessary. So as I always say in these videos, wish me luck, and let's get cleaning. Back. Well, as you can see, it's a marked difference in terms of clean. It's now to the point when you can actually strip part of the engine knowing that you're not going to get your hands dirty. I've also found in the garage, and I forgot about this, I have an air filter, a pollen filter, and also a fuel filter to put on. So I think as I'm fixing the gauge, I'm going to actually renew the filter and the pollen filter, and at a later date, when I'm doing the brakes, just the service on the brakes, I'll fit the fuel filter. But as you can see, it's nice and clean, much better to work on. I always think, when you're buying cars, it takes about 20 minutes just to clean it down, but it means that you're not going to get absolutely scruffy, covered in oil and dirt and things like that. Where now, stripping this engine, or part of it, to renew the air filter, it's going to be a clean job. I'm going to strip it all down. I've been looking now, been reading the Haynes manual, and the temperature sender is just down there beside the intake. So I'm going to take it all out. I'm going to give it a good clean, make sure it's got a good contact. I'm going to lubricate it, and I'm going to protect it with some grease, some silicone grease, and hopefully that will solve it. And then I'm going to move on to the engine management fault, which maybe could be a little bit more difficult. If you have a look, you can tell the difference in terms of, and I've just picked my glasses up there from the side of the engine. That's the new filter, and as you can see, it's It's just not slightly bigger, but it's got more fins. But it's definitely needs renewing. It's the same type of filter. It's a man filter. I swear by them. But it needs to go in here. And if I just show you the bottom of the housing, it needs to be, I need to use the vacuum just to vacuum out leaves, twigs, all sorts. I'm just going to give it all a good clean and put it all back together, and then move on to the pollen filter and the same again. But as you can see, I'm just going by each part, cleaning and taking my time. Yeah, I would say it needs a new filter. Okay, I've seen worse, but I honestly think that's about 24,000 miles. So, okay, welcome back. Well, a couple of developments. As you can see, the air filter box is super clean. However, I had a problem with what we call the air pump, and this is something which is connected with our emissions. It came up on the scanner I have. So here we have one of the pipes what goes from the air pump, but also what happened was when I looked down, there was a pipe dangling which is not connected to the air filter or anything or any housing. And I'm just going down now to show you what I'm talking about, and it's just here, and I've just made some modifications already. But it's just like plastic hose, and with the age of it, it's just gone brittle. And here you can see I've cut, it's from the AdBlue can or tin or plastic. I've stuck, I've made like a joint to joint the two pipes together. Now the scary part is I can actually put garden hose on there, but I'm not going to. But it's just so flimsy, and it looks like I'm going to have to strip it all down. But for a quick fix, all I'm going to do, I'm going to go out and see if I can buy some of this tubing, really. But what it has to do, it has to fit onto there. And this goes onto, and if I just go down, it just goes onto there. You can just see there, it goes onto there, and it blows air into the exhaust. I'm just putting my, can you see there? Pushes on like that, and it all connects up. So I'm just wondering if I can get some tube which can joint that until I actually get, purchase the pipe which I need. It's just the age of the car. It's just all brittle. Touch it and it just disintegrates. And I've got down to the part where it's solid plastic, so it can't disintegrate anymore. But I know if I get a piece the same diameter, I can actually make it fit. So wish me luck. It's been a long afternoon, or actually long day. I started off meaning to clean the engine bay, clean the contacts for the temperature gauge, and then looking at the air pump, and then finding that the pipe disintegrated, just so brittle. This is part of an AdBlue. This is part of an AdBlue tube, like a filling tube what you would put in the tank. However, I've got to say congratulations to B&Q, who've come up trumps with this. Very sturdy, and this is one of the connectors for the air pump. So I'm actually quite pleased. As you can see, the engine bay is absolutely lovely and clean. And what I'm going to do now is actually look at the contact for the temperature gauge. That's what I set out to do. So wish me luck. I've cleaned all the contacts, and I think what's left is actually strip this part of the intake and remove the sensor. It works sometimes, it works, and then it just stops working. So 1 minute it's working, and the next minute it's not. So I'm going to put part of the trims back together. You can see there, and I still need to plumb the pipe which I've purchased for the air pump. So it's been slow progress, I would say, today. All I've done today is change the air filter. I've changed the pollen filter, and I've cleaned the engine. But I'm still stuck with the temperature gauge. But I know once that's removed and renewed, I'm sure that'll work. And I do have the pipe, so things are moving, but just slowly. Okay, this is the first video, and let's wait for part 2.